She has everything: corporate job, mortgage, long-term relationship. Everyone says she's high functioning. Proof that autism isn't serious. But at night, she sits in the dark for hours. Not sad, not depressed, just offline, completely drained. When doctors diagnose autism, they sort people into boxes. Low functioning, high functioning, as if autism has a volume dial. The problem? This framework is destroying people. When someone's labeled high functioning, here's what people hear: this person doesn't really need help. We can ignore their struggles. Here's what the autistic person internalizes: I must prove I can function at neurotypical standards. I must be perfect. I must hide everything that makes me autistic. Michael didn't come out as autistic until age 41. She said, I was praised for being quiet, for sitting still, for making eye contact even though it hurt, for never stimming in public. I spent 40 years believing I was naturally this way. I didn't realize I was performing a version of myself that was destroying me. Let's be honest about what high functioning actually looks like behind closed doors. The autistic person at work? They've learned to decode social cues like a foreign language. Every interaction is a calculation. Avoiding eye contact by looking at your nose. Timing their breathing. Planning every word. By the time they leave the office, their nervous system is in freefall. Researchers call it masking tax, the cognitive load of maintaining a false self. Studies show autistic people who mask experience cortisol levels, the stress hormone, equivalent to someone in genuine danger. Every day, for years. Marcus, a software engineer, told us, everyone thinks I'm fine. I'm charming, I'm productive. What they don't see? I don't eat lunch because socializing is too overwhelming. I don't take days off because I feel guilty. By Friday, I'm not functioning. I'm just surviving until Monday. He wasn't fine. He was in survival mode, calling it success. Here's the science. Autistic people use 4 times more brain energy than neurotypical people to appear normal. 4 times. While standing still. It's like running a marathon every day while pretending to sit down. The exhaustion they feel? It's not laziness. It's neurological. Here's what nobody wants to say. The mental health crisis in high-functioning autistic adults is a direct result of the masking. Depression rates? 3 times higher than general population. Anxiety? Commonplace? Suicide attempts? Autistic people are 9 times more likely. And it's even higher in people considered high-functioning. Why? Because they were never told their struggles were real. They were only told, you're so articulate, you're so smart, why are you struggling? Jessica described her breaking point. I was 34, promoted 3 times, perfect boyfriend. Everything society says creates happiness. And I was planning how to kill myself. Not because my life was objectively bad, but because I was exhausted from being someone I'm not. The mask was suffocating me. She attempted suicide that year. She survived. 6 months later, she was diagnosed autistic. She started unmasking. She's still here. The diagnosis didn't fix her autism. It gave her permission to be human instead of a robot. The real tragedy? For 34 years, she was told everything was fine. If you're autistic and been labeled high functioning, your struggle is real. Your exhaustion is real. Your burnout is real. You don't have to prove you're autistic by being dysfunctional. You don't have to collapse completely before your pain counts. You are allowed to struggle and still be high functioning. You are allowed to need help and still have a job. You are allowed to stim in public and still be taken seriously. When you stop performing neurotypicality, something happens. You have energy left. Energy for hobbies, for relationships, for actually enjoying your life instead of surviving it. If you love an autistic person, create space where they don't have to perform. Tell them it's okay to not be okay. Tell them their autism isn't something to hide. Tell them their real self is more than enough. The world doesn't need more autistic people functioning well in silence. The world needs them being honest about what it costs. And that conversation, it starts with you. If this resonates with you, if you've felt this pressure to perform, this exhaustion from being fine, you might relate to our next video about the signs you might be autistic and didn't know it. Thousands of high-functioning adults are discovering this right now, and it's changing their lives. That video might change yours too. So if this landed with you, subscribe and watch that next video. Join a community of people learning that you don't have to be broken to be heard. You don't have to be nonverbal to be autistic. You don't have to be suffering to deserve support. You just have to be human. Thank you for being honest about your struggle. Remember, the mask you wear is not your fault, but taking it off, that's your choice. And you deserve that choice. Did this hit home? Watch our next video. Are you autistic and didn't know it? Signs they missed in high-functioning adults. Link, this changed how people see themselves. If you're struggling in silence, you're not alone. Subscribe if you want more honest conversations about neurodiversity. This channel is for people told they're fine while falling apart.